After watching this video, you are going to eliminate the problem of thinking in English. As today in this video, I'm going to tell you the secrets of thinking in English by telling you 3 mind-blowing tips which will help you to start thinking in English and to get better in your English speaking skills. So hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, let me tell you, I make videos related to how to acquire fluency in English and how to develop our English communication skills. So do subscribe, like and comment because in this video you are going to get the best and brilliant solution of the problem how to start thinking in English. From today onwards, by watching this video, I'm making you sure you will start thinking in English if you follow these all tips which I'm going to tell you in this video. Alright, now without further delay, let's deep dive into the video. So, to get fluency in English and to be better in speaking English, it is really important to think in English. We must know how to think in English. It is the common problem of all learners which I have been receiving comments about in my comment section, how to start thinking in English so that we can become better in speaking English. So I thought to let you know, to give you the brilliant solution to start thinking in English by telling you 3 amazing tips. Alright, now let's start with the first tip. First tip is to describe image and quote. You can just take any image or any quote which we are supposed to describe. Of course, don't worry if it sounds difficult for you. I'm gonna give you demo as well how you are supposed to do it. Okay, so just take a picture from the Google, just Google it, any picture which we can describe in English, which can actually help us to develop our thinking. Alright, now I'm going to show you this image. You can see on the screen, this is image I just downloaded from the Google. And now you can see, just try to observe each and everything, whatever the things are happening in this image, right? So if I observe, and you can also give it a try right now. If I observe, few people are here, one girl, 2 boys, a lady and man you can say, and they are just, talking, they're just discussing something. It seems they are discussing something. They're sitting on the ground, maybe, or in a park, right? And just with their laptop, books or bags. It seems like they just got day off from the office or maybe break from the office and they are discussing something. So there is a picture, 3 people are there, 1 lady and 2 men, and they are discussing something, maybe about office work. They are having interactive conversation among them. So like this one, just try to observe what is being happening in that image and try to develop your thinking. Now in that process, when you are observing the things in that particular picture, you are actually developing your critical thinking. Once you know how to develop your critical thinking, to think in English and to get fluency in English would be far easier for you. So just observe all the things in the image as much as you can observe and then present your point of view about that. What is being happened in that and what must happen in that picture, right? Like some social images are there, so many you can say images are on Google, on internet, you can easily access and share your thinking, your opinion about that. And another way is quote. There are so many famous quotes you must have heard and seen somewhere. Like, let me give you example, that is consistency is the key of success. You must have heard that before, right? Consistency is the key of success. Now what comes in your mind whenever you just listen this word? What comes in your mind? Maybe that yes, consistency is really important and we must continuously work whatever we are doing so that we can actually get better in that particular skill, right? So this is just the way I'm telling you. Just take any quote or any statement on which you really want to show your ideas, whether the quote is right or wrong, whether you just do agree or not, everything, whatever you just can say, try to present all the points of view. Okay, And yes, this is the way you would be developing your thinking. And little by little, you are supposed to increase your level of thinking in describing or presenting your point of view. So these two things are there. Just describe image and quote. Next tip I have for you is rewrite and retell. Rewrite and retell. Now, what do I mean by it? So let's understand it in this way. First, let's discuss rewrite. Rewrite is when you read something, any story, any article, any information, you just read that carefully with full concentration. Okay, after that, you try to recall all the things. Recall all the things what was in that article, in that book, or in that information, whatever you read. Now you're trying to describe it in the form of writing, means rewrite. Somebody wrote that book, that article, that story. Now how it is helping us? When you read something and you try to recall all the information, your subconscious mind immediately gets active when you read something and try to recall that information. And you can also apply this exercise with listening skills apart from writing. Either you can just read something or listen something. After that, you are supposed to recall and write. All right, just write it. You can just go with listening or reading something, any information. Try to just memorize all the information, whatever you listen, whatever you read. Well, this process is called memory enhancement. Memory enhancement. We just get the information. After that, we try to recall. We try to enhance our memory, right? Whether actually we can memorize everything from the information, whatever we read. This is called memory enhancement. Now, when we get some information by listening, watching, or reading to educate ourselves, to increase our intelligence, right? But it really doesn't happen as sooner as we want, right? If we are just consuming more and more content, whatever we are learning, any skill which we want to develop, it really doesn't happen as quickly as we want. But if you tell someone, if you teach someone, if you retell that information to someone else, you are more likely to recall quickly, and you would be putting a lot of efforts to make that person understand whatever you are talking about. So this is teaching process. Like you are supposed to teach someone in order to recall everything, in order to sharp your skills. Just try to get the information, recall the information, and you are supposed to retell the information to someone else. In this process, you are also thinking in English. You are developing your thinking and your presenting skills as well, right? You are just trying to make someone understand in English about English content. So, of course, you would be thinking in English. By teaching someone, actually we learn faster. So it is also brilliant process which you can apply to start thinking in English. Okay, so just try to get information, whatever you want to learn about, whatever you want to read or anything, and make sure that you are sharing with someone else. You are trying to teach that person whatever you learn. If you're trying to teach that person or retelling that person about the information, eventually you are actually developing your thinking skills in English. Third tip I have for you is being engaged in conversation or in discussion. Now, this is very obvious that you are supposed to get into conversation or any discussion. You can just have a partner, any language learning partner, and start doing conversation with that person. Some different discussions on regular life or different or random topics you would be discussing with that person, right? And eventually you will be increasing or developing your thinking skills in English, because when we discuss with someone, we have to respond immediately, right? And our subconscious mind actually works in that way only. It works accordingly. We are supposed to respond immediately to that person. We are not writing, so we can just take a pause to think about it. We cannot take a pause, especially a long pause, right? We can take filters, but not a long pause when we are talking with someone. You can easily observe or notice all the errors which you are making, and you can also help each other by telling you the thing in which you are getting better or the thing you are making error. Okay. After that, the next thing which you can do is try to be in different group discussions. Now about group discussion, I really want to emphasize this point. Group discussion is really beneficial because in group discussion, when you're observing each and every one, you are actually getting ideas which you cannot think. If the topic is really new for you, you did not know it, you did not know about that topic before, you can observe people and develop your ideas, your opinion about the point. And this is my own experience. Group discussion is really beneficial. If you can do it to develop your English speaking skills or thinking skills in English, it is the best option. So go with group discussion in English, because this is not the only skill which you develop thinking in English, but also you develop some different skills like leadership skills or presenting skills, how to present some topics in orders or in easiest way so that each and everyone can understand, right? So this is not the only one skill, there are so many skills which you develop while doing group discussion. So group discussion is the best choice. If you want to make it, do it. It is really good and definitely will help you to start thinking in English, which will help you to get better in fluency in English. Okay, so these are the tips which I really wanted to share with you in order to get fluency in English. I hope these all tips will help you to start thinking in English gradually and you will improve little by little. If you find this video helpful, let me know in the comment section. And of course, if you want me to make video on any separate topic, you can also share it again in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Let's meet you in the next videos.